first time trying to figure this out, how this is going to work. This is the first time trying to figure this out, how this is going to work. Alright, so hopefully everything is well, hopefully the sound is well, hopefully the video is well. Um, so in this lives, I just want to address any questions. I get questions on Instagram all the time, and I think it would be kind of better to answer questions live so that I can actually, everyone else can learn from it as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see what questions I recently have gotten, and we're gonna approach it from there. Anyone, if okay, so we're actually going to talk about, well, we probably don't really have anyone here. Maybe it's just me by myself talking at the moment. But this video will be left for the YouTube channel. We discuss something that I recently have talked about with one of the wholesalers that reached out to me um, about a property, or not a property, about a situation that he's dealing with. He said he mentioned to me that, hey, I really have learned from you a lot, but I still can't get my first deal. I don't know what to do. I'm trying a lot of different things. I've tried offering properties for on MLS, like offering them offers and then see how that goes. And then I tried to do direct to seller marketing, and that's not working either. And we had a pretty good conversation. Um, and I think one thing that I did realize with him is that when you are distracted in a way that, not that you're distracted, but the fact that there's a lot going on and you concentrate on a lot of different things, you will not be able to succeed in one exact thing. Um, and here you can see that as an example. If you are looking into, okay, let me try to do MLS offers, let me to do this, let me to do that. So the situation, the way that I think it would work, I'm not saying you cannot do MLS offers and off market at the same time, but you have to, and I cannot specify this enough. In the beginning of your journey, you do have to start with one thing. And when you're able to succeed in that one thing, you're able to do everything else. And what I mean by that is that, so, okay, let's just give an example. You are trying to do MLS offers. Something that I've never really truly done, that's actually how I did my first, I got my first property in the contract through MLS, but it didn't work out for me because all the investors were like, "Whoa, it's an MLS, screw you, I'm just going to go to the realtor," and then the realtor started pressuring me. It was a whole thing, and honestly, I felt more success and when I concentrated on off-market deals without the MLS. So, but if you, let's say you do want to do MLS, so when you do MLS and you do make offers there, make sure that that's what you're concentrating on until you figure it out. Like, make sure you try to perfect that one thing until you skip to another thing. The problem is when you, in the beginning, and I remember talking to one of my friends and about when I started the business, and we gave an example business as a child, I guess, because he said in the beginning your business is going to be like a baby. When the baby is just born, it needs all the attention in the world it can get. You really need to make sure it stays alive. You need to make sure you feed it, do all those kind of things. So and I believe business is the same exact way. If you started a business, it's very, very important to make sure to maintain that business and make sure it grows before you can do anything else. When the business grows a little bit, it doesn't mean you don't have to pay attention to it anymore. But at least you're gonna have systems in place. You're gonna have people in place that do certain things that um, and from that point on you can actually do other things. So going back to the guy's story that he reached out to me over Instagram, I truly believe that if you put all your energy to one exact thing, you'll be able to succeed in that. It's just you have to have a belief that that's the thing that you want to do right now. And if he wants to do MLS offers, I've seen people succeed in it. I'm not saying it's impossible. I never done it, and I don't feel like it's um, it's a thing for me to put my energy into. So I don't really do that. But just as an example, yeah, that's I think that's the best way to handle that. So if anyone else is struggling with that, I would say go ahead and try to concentrate on one thing at a time. And so so what's while we're still having conversation with mostly just myself, we are gonna go through other questions that I've gotten over Instagram, and I have a lot of people reaching out to me about mentorship and if I can help them close my first deal, their first deal, and then after that, whatever, they pay me half, all that stuff. And here's what I'll tell you. I'm not ready in a place to do a full mentorship yet. I do think that there's a lot of people reaching out to me about that. There is a demand for that, but um, you have to understand that it's kind of like you're hoping for someone to really give you the deal. I mean, because that's what I said in the beginning too. I remember myself when I started. I was like, man, if somebody could just take me under the wing and take me the entire road, and then I can like close it and I can have some money to do other things. It doesn't work that way. A lot of people that are already doing business, including myself, I have multiple houses at this point that I'm running as a landlord, as a property management, as a I have a wholesaling business. I have this YouTube. I have other things. So for me to take you on, it's very difficult. But I'm very always happy to reply to people one on one and on Instagram. I may not be able to guide you through your entire process, but I'm happy to take a couple minutes of my time and actually answer a couple of your questions. I did recently also start a thing that now people can book one-on-one time with me, separated from Instagram and all that, and just we can brainstorm a session of, okay, so this is where you are in your business, this is what you have going on, what you should do next, or you have even if you just have a deal and then you want to break it down and you say, I want to understand what I should offer on this deal. How can I find buyers for this deal? What should I do? What should be my next steps with this? I'm more than happy to break down deals. I actually do find it very interesting to run comparables on deals, and I think it's fun. So that I started that doing that as well. So that's we'll see how that goes and see. I'm hoping I can help more people that way because there has been a lot of requests for mentorship, but I'm not really able to do that full time mentorship yet. All right. Okay. So we we're going to go to another topic. So right now, let's just see if we had what other questions we've gotten over time. And like I said, like I said, I really get a lot of questions on Instagram. It's just a lot of them is just the same as that. Hey, can I be mentored by you? Hey, can I do this? So unfortunately, I can't do that yet. Um, and I've seen a lot of people. I actually talked to a guy yesterday that he said that he just recently closed on a deal because he learned um, things from one of my videos and he was able to close on a deal. So I'm pretty happy about that. That worked out well. I'm really happy to hear that. And I kind of explained to him that hey, I don't do mentorship, but it's cool. I think it's awesome to see people succeed. I mean, we have 4 people watching right now. This is kind of funny because I don't think I've planned going live, and it's just happened a couple of days ago that I was like, I'm gonna go live. So we'll see how it goes. It'll be pretty cool if anyone is actually watching here right now to ask any questions about real estate, ask any questions about wholesaling, and uh, any questions they have going on right now. I actually just got off a meeting with my virtual assistants, and in the meeting we were discussing That's one thing that I do for sure. Every week, we have a meeting with my assistants, and they were asking because they were like, okay, well, what's going on? You know, we're seeing that our uh, a lot of other people that are in Philippines that are virtual assistants as well are going out of business and or just being fired because their people in America are going out of business, so that they obviously they fire people that work for them in the Philippines, and that's something that you see a lot right now. And so I want you to understand, a lot of people understand that if you start in wholesaling right now, it may not be easy. I was actually reading, I was watching TikTok yesterday, and the guy was like, "Oh, wholesaling real estate is absolutely impossible. I tried, it's not gonna happen." Don't listen to those people. Obviously, I'm a very prime example of that. It is 100% possible. I literally started with not knowing anything and not having any money in my bank account, just losing my job. So it's absolutely possible, 100%. Just you have to start, see what you can do, and then kind of go from there. But you know, it's about the commitment that you're gonna do towards the business, and just do your thing. Um, I'm totally not running out of things to say. Uh, oh, hey, we have someone in the chat. Um, if we talk about market overall, that's a good question. So when it comes to market, let me just see really quick. I'm the first time using um, this thing. I apologize for a little confusion. I'm going to go ahead and this is my stream right now. Sorry, I wanted to make sure you guys can see the. Apologize, 1 second. Sorry, guys. Okay, there you go. You guys should be able to see the live chat right now. So it's a good question about the market at the moment. So I don't think the market is uh, low right now or high, to be honest with you. What I think is happening is that we reached our heights, and now we're at the point that it's getting lower. I actually just had a conversation with my mortgage broker that I work with, and he said that right now the rates are not horrible. Actually, I mean, at the moment when I'm recording this, the rates are 5.75% for a conventional or FHA homestead loan, and that's not bad. I mean, 575, 550, under 6%. I mean, is that as good as it was, 2 years ago? Absolutely not. But the rates right now are not bad. And he did mention to me that he believes that a lot of people are on the sidelines right now that are, they're waiting for something. And so since there's so many people on the sidelines, the moment the rates drop another maybe half percent or so, 50 base points, then I do feel like the market is gonna stabilize and go maybe even higher than what it is right now. So it's actually a very, very interesting time. I believe that no matter what market you're in at the moment, especially depending on the area you're in, just keep buying. If you're looking to buy, just buy right, no matter what market you're in, no matter what the economical situation is. Just keep buying. I mean, we see this a lot right now. A lot of people that are scared or scaring other people to buy are bigger banks and bigger companies, and they're the ones. I actually was reading an article. Bigger banks stopped lending. Some of them stopped lending or cut lending in mortgages, but they ended up buying properties themselves. So the people that are telling you shouldn't buy are the people that are buying. So that should be telling you something. So um, it's interesting time. It's just an interesting time. So I would say, don't worry, don't be scared of buying as long as you buy right. And that's just how I would say you always have to buy right. That's really what you have to do. Um, and especially if you're in the markets that you know someone is already still moving there, 100% buy. Uh, if you live somewhere that you have a lot of people moving out, I wouldn't suggest buying there at all. But yeah, so that's a good question. Good question. I think this lives will be really cool eventually when we get more people live and watching and stuff like that. Hey, Rock, can you do a breakdown of wholesale and fill lots? with no city water and sewer, are there buyers for those lots, or does it depend on your market? Um, Good question. So, um, infill lots. So when you mean by an infill lot, you mean the lots that are within um, a city, or they're not rural, right? So there's not. It's not like just a lot and then there's like nothing around it. So it could be between houses, um, could be within the city that may not have houses next to it, but so yes, you can still wholesale those. So there's no. Let's just say there's. Let's just talk about a situation. Let's say you found an infill lot that has no city sewer or no city water, but you look at the street and you see that everyone else does. So it means there is city sewer and city water on that street, and your buyer, your builder, can tap into it. So that's as one example. Second example is that let's say there's an infill lot that there are no city sewer or no city water on that street at all, and that means that they need to put a septic and a well, and that is absolutely possible. Does that mean that there's going to be no buyers? No, there are still buyers for it, but it's going to be a higher cost for the buyer. So a lot of times they're going to use that as a negotiation tactic with you. But on those things, just run comps as you would normally run comps. Don't worry about it. So, and depending where you are, you may have more buyers for infill lots, may less, but you'll definitely find some buyers for it. Hey, really like your course on Udemy. It was very useful, very good for a starter. Are you planning to add more to it, and will you make it more advanced one? Um, Thank you. I am planning to make another one. It won't be particularly more advanced of what it is right now, but I will be making a multi-family one on how people can buy investment properties and how they can build their wealth doing investment properties, because and how as a wholesaler you can deal with investment properties. It will be, of course, for both as a wholesaler for multi-family properties and as an investor, how it is to buy multi-family properties. So I'm definitely looking to do that as well. Good question, guys. We're getting a little bit more lively here. I guess it took a little bit to get on, but yeah, I think we just had a conversation with our VAs. Is that there is a lot of weird things going on in the market, and they notice it as well. They say, "Hey, all these people, they we're getting more leads, but we're having more difficult time selling it," and that's the case. I mean, buyers are more and more sketchy about things. So that's normal and that's expected. Oh, it's getting hot in here with all this lights coming right at me. But I think just you guys keep having the questions coming. I mean, if you guys have any questions, keep them coming. I think I don't know why, but my this is my first time using it, and for some reason OBS is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. I apologize for that. Little technical difficulties. Okay. Mhm. Okay. I guess it's okay. Um, but yeah. So I think we uh, we have 5 people watching now. I think these things would be really fun. What I encourage people to do that are watching at the moment or maybe watching in the future, like recording of this live, I'll be announcing my lives. Maybe it'll become a weekly thing. Bring your deals, or like say, hey, I'm in this market. I'm looking at this. If you don't want to share the address of your deal, what you can do is say, hey, this area, this amount of square footage, or this and this and this house, how much could it be worth? Or what should I do here and stuff like that, and or about the land or houses, doesn't matter. I'll be more than happy to break it down live so you guys can see how we determine value of houses and how we go about that. All right, so we're probably gonna go stay live for another couple of minutes right now, and then I think I think we've had a couple of questions. I think that's more questions than I expected on my first live. So yeah, and you guys should after the live, if you guys want to follow my Instagram, it's my first name then SOUL on Instagram. If you guys have any more questions there, you're more than welcome to ask me any questions. And or anyone watching live, please leave a like on this live. It helps you push it out a little bit more, so we can actually push this live. So leave a like if you don't mind, please. Um, you know, yeah, one cool thing that I do want to say is that that question about, oh, we have more questions. Need your advice how to go with investment properties, how to get financing and make it profitable. Um, yeah, that's a good question. It's a pretty comprehensive question, but if we go in a short, it's like a whole video, whole conversation on its own. But when you want to invest into properties, you have to look at multiple things. You have to look at cash flow. You have to look at the appreciation. You have to look at stability of the property, the area of the property. There's so many things that go with it. And but when it comes to financing, there are multiple ways. I'm actually going to make a video about it, about how people in their 20s, and obviously that applies to everyone, can purchase properties. A lot of times, the only reason why it's going to save people in your 20s because I feel like a lot of people in their 20s are kind of desperate to buy properties and they feel like they cannot buy it. My girlfriend and I would talk to people our own age and they feel like it's impossible to buy a property, which actually is not true. There are many ways to buy properties and it's actually much more easier than you think. So we're going to break that down in the video, but there are multiple ways of financing. Besides the regular conventional and the FHA loans and all that stuff, there's also they're releasing a new loan. Apparently, I was talking to my mortgage broker that if you make it, I think up to $70,000 a year, you can get approved for it. They are also making it easier to get a conventional loan. Then there are hard money options, which is not a good option if you're trying to live in the property, but it's a good option if you're trying to invest in the property. And one of your other options is owner financing, which I'm practicing a lot right now, and I am talking to a lot of sellers. Well, actually, my girlfriend and I, we both are talking to sellers, explaining to them that hey, we should do owner financing. We shouldn't talk to the bank anymore. We shouldn't deal with the bank. Let's just do a deal between me and you, and we agree on stuff, and then in a couple years I'll pay off the property to you in full. So that also is an option, and seller financing is going to be very, very big, and it's already big right now, so it's going to get bigger. So yeah, but that's a good question as well. I'm glad that we are getting a couple of good questions. I'm glad all of you guys have joined. I think I'm going to wrap it off right now. Um, I think this is a good start. I think we got something good. I'll keep following my Instagram and YouTube, and I will make sure to keep you guys updated when I have my next live coming. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining, and yeah, see you guys next time.